often told to believe in ourselves. Now, while this advice is often coming from someone who means well, I can't help but think to myself, why? Why should someone believe in themselves? And I don't mean what are the benefits of believing in yourself. I mean literally, why should you? What about you is worth believing in? Now, I'm not saying this to be a prick. The reason I ask is because I feel that a lot of people that receive this piece of advice don't actually gain any value from it. It's the kind of thing that you hear when the person giving you advice doesn't really know what to say. I want to extract the practical wisdom from this common notion of self-improvement because I think there are pearls to be found there. Let's dive a little deeper. The first thing that strikes me as odd about this piece of advice is that it automatically assumes that there's something worth believing in. In Disney movies and fairy tales, the main character has something like a hidden, unwavering courage or a skill set that's present but hidden to the masses. In the real world, this is very rarely the case. And I want to be clear, I'm not denying the intrinsic belief that one matters or is inherently special. I certainly believe that to be true. People should absolutely believe that regardless of their level of conventional success, they are valuable. My line of criticism is aimed more at those people who are actually trying to achieve those traditional levels of success. The way I frame it is this: a student who is about to sit an exam isn't going to do well if they didn't study, regardless of how many times their parents tell them to believe in themselves. The same goes for anyone trying to start a business, get a promotion, start a family, find a partner, become a pro athlete, or become a millionaire. Consider this: if a politician running for office asked you to give them your vote and to believe in them, what reasons would you have for doing so? I'd imagine that before you make your decision, you would like to assess their track record. You'd like to see how they've handled things in the past and whether they've actually achieved anything. I'd also think you'd want to gauge their temperament, integrity, honesty, and determination. You'd want to know if they're lazy, immature, irresponsible, and impulsive. If this person showed little to no admirable qualities, hadn't achieved anything particularly impressive, and had a reputation for being childlike and unreliable, you most certainly would not believe in them. The same goes for you. Before believing in ourselves, each one of us should undertake the difficult task of looking in the mirror and asking ourselves why we should. Now, this is the hardest part, but it's also the most liberating. You see, if you don't find many reasons, or in fact, if you don't find any reasons to believe in yourself, you could still rejoice, because what you've done is taken the first essential steps to improving your life. You are miles ahead of the people who just believe in themselves for no reason at all. You now have the advantage of being a blank slate. What you need to do now is identify where you're lacking and start building evidence as to why you're worth believing in. If you want that promotion, build evidence that shows you're dedicated, reliable, determined, competent, and conscientious. If you want the partner of your dreams, build evidence that shows that you're loving, thoughtful, compassionate, funny, and good looking. Self-belief is important, but evidence is what makes real self-belief possible. So start small and start building some evidence. If you're looking a bit rough, a simple haircut and a wardrobe change can go a long way to improving your looks. If you're lazy or procrastinate for hours, a simple to-do list can help structure your day. If you've got discipline problems, a 20-second cold shower every morning can help set you on the right track. You need to start small, remain consistent, and build your way up. One day when you inevitably get confronted with the whole believe in yourself thing, you should actually have some solid reasons as to why you should. You believe you can win the fight because you've spent heaps of hours in the gym, sparring, going into deep waters. You know you can be a good family man because you've learned to control your temper, you've worked on your communication skills, and you have a proven track record of not blowing things out of proportion. The whole thing that I'm getting at with everything is that you have very specific things that you can point at that show everyone you are who you say you are. When it comes to traditional ideas of success, self-belief is not an innate feeling that we should have. You shouldn't just believe you can be a good partner or parent. There are a bunch of obvious traits and characteristics that can determine the likelihood of you achieving success in certain fields. True self-belief is dependent on satisfying certain elements that relate to your specific specific situation. Instead of believing in yourself from the get-go, instead, you should first decide what it is you're trying to achieve. Then, identify the elements that are most likely to lead to success. After that, satisfy as many of them as you possibly can, as best as you can. Then you can exert confidence based on the fact that you are prepared and have multiple examples of evidence to support you. It doesn't sound as good, but it's infinitely more useful advice. Don't believe in yourself until you should. I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts in the comments, and if you like this video, please consider subscribing. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
All I hear, go get the money.